Hi, happy Samhain week. I'm recording this on the Monday before Friday of Samhain. So here is a beautiful little opening into the week of Samhain. Let's say a couple of things. I just want to say thank you for everyone that comes here. I want to say thank you for my gifts and thank you to my ancestors. Thank you to my friends and loved ones for being on this path with me. I am in my meditation room right now. You can see one of my altars. See many of the cow pelvises I have here that they're turning into art projects because it will turn into mask. But that's for another day. I want to open today up by giving us just a little moment of graciousness now that we're here in full-on Scorpio season, chaos season. Love this. I have this beautiful piece of petrified wood, and I love that it looks like a butterfly wing. So to me, it's part of what I think is beautiful pieces of chaos theory. So this is turned into something. This petrified piece of wood is now a stone. It's really cool. So I brought it out today along with a couple of other things. I'm going to start us out with a small little sound bath with very small Tibetan singing bowl. This is solid brass. I've had this one several years. It was a gift from my spouse. I use it semi-frequently. I use it most frequently to do Reiki work, for lack of another better way to put it. Reiki is just one of the terms for clearing energy, healing energy. It is one of the more recognizable terms now. So, but here I'm going to ring it. It's very gentle, louder. I'm going to do it again. So here we're going to hit the north, south, east, west, okay, all right, there we go. All right, today we're gonna bring the pendulum back out and we're gonna ask some questions. We're gonna say, may I ask some questions? And the answer is yes. So here we go. We're going to do a reading now, and I'm going to introduce you to your decks. Once again, I will put these in the comment section so that you're familiar with the decks we're going to use. I have a selenite sword here in front of me for clearing. I have a candle here. I have some different stones here with me. We're using a peach moonstone today. My jade Buddha was given to me by a very close friend. Citrine. Been working in citrine instead of amethyst. For the life of me, for the years, I love citrine. It is actually one of my daughter's birthstones. But what's interesting to me is all this time, all the years that I've been messing with stones, how in the world I missed on the fact that you have to have an amethyst first to create a citrine is beyond me. I do understand that message now, because if I had known that, I may have skipped some of the amethyst work that I'd done. Interestingly enough, the pendant, the amethyst angel that now rests with the first crystal pendulum, I understand now why she needed to go to rest, and why she was amethyst even more so than ever as we move into using different things. So here we go. So I'm going to introduce you to your decks today. So this deck here is just a cute little tarot deck. You can see it here. That one's in reverse. So this is just a deck of crows. This is the crow deck. So it's not one of the more expensive decks, so I don't have the book that goes with it. The other tarot deck we're going to be using is this adorable it's called the Goddess Tarot deck, and everything interesting. Four of Swords has just been the feel of today, and everything else. You can see Julia Louis-Dreyfus there. But this deck has different women in it as our... so you can love this, because Beyonce is the Empress. So you can see. And this deck is by Faye Oylove, and I will put that in. She put this out in 2019. This is a gift from my daughter. This is this is an oracle. This is a crystal oracle. Turquoise is the first one that came up, number 39. I typically wear some piece of turquoise with me always. This bracelet is African turquoise. I had a bracelet that had a different type of turquoise in it, and I left it as an altar piece at a Buddhist temple about a month or so ago. So prayer piece, prayer offering that I had. It was just time for it to go. And this is called the Sufi Wisdom Oracle. Beautiful oracle deck. And so we'll pull some of these out of here and go from there. All right, so let's move our decks back. So we're going to start by, I've already shuffled these very good before but we're going to start by pulling a couple of these tarot cards from this Goddess Tarot deck, okay? So we're going to pull and see, what does your week bring? Understand that Samhain, Halloween, All Hallows Eve will bring in different energy. Everyone brings the stuff, and everyone wants to celebrate in costumes and all this stuff. I used to do a lot of that. Now I typically stay a little quiet. I may go to a friend's house, but I typically stay in and be a little more quiet during this period of time. So here we're going to 1, 2, 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull, oh, interesting. So Two of Swords reversed. We're going to talk about and what brings afterwards, and the Wheel of Fortune. So love this. So I'm going to show her to you this way. Two of Swords is Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and it is in reverse. We have the Wheel of Fortune, which is Kim Kardashian. So you're going to begin your week out. There's been some little stickiness, because the Two of Swords represents sort of like a stalemate, staying at something. If you're in this reverse position, it's starting to be able to move that stickiness forward, move it out, and come into play. So by the end of the week, by Friday, things will begin to spin, but do understand that it's a big spin, because you've got the Wheel of Fortune, and that is a court card. Okay, so understand that. So King of Wands, and I love that the Princess Diana is the King of Wands. She was a Leo, I do believe. I'd have to check. But that is a fiery something movement. So wands have to do with movement, growth, and energy. Your King of Wands has to do with a passionate, fiery, has to do with the safetyness of home. And so you're going to have some movement there that's going to flip from whatever this is into this. You're going to move into have some power that's going to come with it there. Big change to look forward to. Interesting. You also have the King of Swords. So King of Swords, I love little Lisa Simpson. King of Swords comes in, doesn't waste any time. King of Swords is an air. You can think of an Aquarius, not going to put up with anything, just very, very much so cutting through the shit of information. So you've got some really strong information coming, things that are starting there. 7 Pentacles. So it looks like financial, and a lot of times King of Wands can have to do with home. Looks like within this, the 7 of Pentacles, you're going to start to see finally, I mean, you've been working pretty hard. 7 of Pentacles shows that you are finally able to see that you've put something together and your hard work is starting to pay off. In the beginning of the week, it's going to hard to see it. By the end of the week, it's going to get there. So here's your 7 of Pentacles. This is the fabulous RuPaul. And we're going to pull one more from this deck for now. It's going to come quick because right now it doesn't feel like anything but the Chariot. I mean, you've got stuff coming in. Once again, I mean, here you've got a major arcana. You've got 2 of these regular court cards here, and then you have 2 major arcana. Something's moving, something's fast. So whatever this is that's coming up the beginning of the week, it's moving slow, this rain, these things, be cautious. And do remember that Samhain is not only on the one day. So the energy of Halloween and Samhain is going to roll into about the 3rd of November. Technically, Samhain in Gaelic means November to some degree. So it means the beginning of these things and this movement of coming of here we've got these things changing. So here we're going to switch decks and we're going to pull. Actually, I'm not going to pick up that tarot deck yet. Let's pull some of these Crystal Wisdom Oracle cards for you and see. Let's do 2. Let's do beginning of the week and end of the week. Yeah. Oh. Rainbow Mayanite. And we're going to look up and see what this means. And this is card 22. You can see that beautiful rainbow in there. Getting reflections off of that on top of it. So we're going to look up what that means. So Rainbow Mayanite. So let's look that up. Card 22. 22 has a beautiful vibration on top of it. 22 brings lots of luck and love. If you are a 22 life path, however, it's one of the more complicated life paths to have. Oh, wow. The Rainbow Bridge. Iridescent Rainbow Mayanite bridges this world and the rest of creation. It heals unconditionally and assists the shift to a new level of consciousness. Self-understanding, you are a leader. When you raise your vibrations, the whole benefits. De-energize old patterns, release karmic incrustations and toxic dross from your etheric body. This crystal will assist in this. Go within to find your rainbow treasure house. Raise your consciousness to build new supportive structures at every level. Divination. Recognize how your soul is maneuvering you into and onto your true pathway. Apparently, detrimental situations offer soul gifts. Now, we've talked about here that there's been this movement, this detrimental, some heartache, some detrimental situation. So this is moving. You've got something definitely moving here. So it's to re-examine your projects and let go of those that are not for your highest good and that of others. This is an interesting thing. So I've been building a tarot deck, and it'll be released in December. One of the things that I've had to recognize and understand, if there are photographs that I'd taken, cards that I'd written, things that I'd done, and the work was complete, but I also needed to understand and know that just because I had completed that work did not mean that it was right for the feel of the deck. And so there were some people and some cards that I had to struggle with to move out, and I had to recognize and understand that it was for the better good, and it wasn't just not work. It says you always speak true no matter what the cost, but be tactful. You have natural healing ability, focus it wisely. And the healing insight says letting go attunes you to a realm of infinite possibilities. Frequency, this has a very high frequency. This chakra, soul star, and stellar gateway recalibrates all to optimum functioning, and the timing is Aquarius. And we just talked about here that there may be an Aquarian somewhere. So I don't know what that means for you, but that could be. Soul path, being a rainbow bridge between the worlds. And so we are now bridging between the worlds. The worlds are very, very thin between now and about the mid of November. And so this is showing you that there is a rainbow bridge of opportunity, of iridescence of what you're seeing. So let's look into that. So now let's pull and see what this card for the rest of the week. So remember, be resilient, do what you're supposed to be doing here. You're doing, you know, it feels tough, but you're gonna see some ancestral light. Card number 47. So that card equals 11 together, 4 plus 7, and astral light. So let's look up the meaning of this particular card. Number 47. And of course it means the ancestors. And we're talking about the veils being thin, ancestral work on top of that. Astral light has been radically modified during its time in the earth. It helps you to find the treasures hidden in your past. It takes healing way back and brings forward soul learning, rolling it into the future, but letting go of the experiences that created it. The self-understanding. Any dis-ease you are carrying, dis-ease, is ancient and has been passed down through the ancestral line. It relates to prevailing attitudes and forbidden emotions that have been kept firmly repressed, as well as to ancient traumas and family dramas. If you are carrying the lines, we are all carrying some sort of ancestral line of trauma and drama, but it is not for us to weigh upon us and it be the thing that we have to carry alone. We have to know and understand that we now have the tools that some of our ancestors didn't have. And some of them did, and they were just smashed down at times. It says divination. Take note of your dreams. Family secrets come to the surface. A radical rethink is called for on what you think you may believe and allow yourself to feel. So towards the end of the week, you're going to have some father stuff, mother stuff, ancestral brother, grandfather stuff come up that's going to be pressed out. Maybe there are things through this that people are going to start thinking about the beginning of the holiday and start to get stressed. Don't allow that to occur. It says healing insight. The ancestors are all those who have gone before, not just your bloodline. Heal them and you will heal yourself. And it says the frequency is earthy. The chakra is all. So this stone here is for all chakras. The timing is winter, and the soul path is manifestation of the gifts from the past. So here we're talking about this lineage, this work, this things that we're coming into. We're going to roll into the holiday season where people are going to start to get stressed out. We're in wars across the world. Here in the United States, we're in a quiet civil war and have been for a while. Um, People at the grocery store are struggling. The government here has decided to cut off SNAP benefits, which is funding for poor people um, for their benefits for some of their things that they're going to need. They're trying to starve people out and force them into vote. I'm not even just going to say for poor people, because there were times that we struggled really hard and we had to be put on these benefits because my husband was not being this lazy person that everyone said thinks of people. I mean, he was actually in school. He was working on his PhD, and he's a professor today. So, we're in a time of need where people need things. And people are these holidays are going to be rough because financially we are more strained, and economically more strained than we have been in years. And socially and spiritually, families have turned upon one another. Neighbor has turned upon neighbor. So here we are, recognize and understand that you have the ability to heal yourself and you don't have to stay within those spaces. So, okay, with that being said, we're going to go on and we're going to pull different tarot cards, okay? And it's going to ask you, we're going to ask a little bit so we know what's going to go on. Let's ask a little more about the situation that will occur in the beginning of the week. Like, how should we deal with this? So we're going to pull this tarot card. Oh, one fell out. Oh, wonderful. Nine of Swords. You're having nightmares. This is a nightmare card. Okay. So that just means they're only nightmares. Okay. Once again. The Hermit. And the Hermit is reversed. Once again, I mean, I just did a reading the other day that talked about the Hermit in reverse. And it's talking about going into quiet meditation. If you were here, you're doing it. If you were here, you are not doing it. You are over socialized, I think, right now at this point. Understand and know that it is up to you. You do not have to take part in all of the things. If you choose to not participate in particular holiday events, you don't have to, but do it tactfully and kindly, and treat your body and mind the way you need to. Interesting. Also, Nine of Wands. Hard work, perseverance, getting there. This is what's here. It's going to be paid off. It's going to see people are going to see what you've been doing. Seems to me that maybe some people aren't recognizing some of the things that you're doing. You feel you're the Page of Wands and you feel like it's just not taking off the way you needed it to, right? Yeah, don't worry about that. Don't worry about what they think of you. Okay, you're stressing about what they think of you, because you really are the Page of Pentacles. Moving forward, moving into something. This is what's going to show into the beginning of the week. And I mean in the end of the week, and you're going to end your week. I love this. With your Two of Swords is going to turn upright here. It's going to get a little sticky at the end of the week. But stand your ground. Do what you're supposed to. Going to get a little sticky. The sun's going to be turned upside down. That's okay. The Hierophant. This usually has to do with some form of religious, spiritual atonement, justice. Stand up for yourself. Stand in your ground. You know who you are. Don't allow whoever's pushing you to do the other things. Just do you. It's okay. You do your own form of spiritual alliance for yourself. All right, so now we're going to go and we're going to pull our oracle cards. And the Sufi Wisdom Oracle. Beautiful deck. All right. So what is the guidance of how... Looks like it's going to be a rough week. Going to be rough to the end. Next week too, the beginning. So what should we do? We know that you should spend a little more time in meditation and or outside by yourself. Don't allow this mess. The more people that you'll be around at the end of the week, the messier it will be. Just know that. Just let it just go. Yeah, let it go. Let it go beyond your ego. Let their ego have it. And understand that beyond the ego is a beautiful thing. It's to surrender to the flow of life beyond the ego. Let them have it. Let them win the argument. Let them think that they are winning. It's fine. You will walk away by turning over a new page. It'll be fine. Be fine. So let's see what beyond the ego says to do. I love, if you'll look, it's a sacred spiral beyond the ego. So here, let's see what beyond the ego tells us to do in this Sufi wisdom. Card number 31, or on page number 31. Surrender to the flow of life. Make me drunk so I forget about I. Ruin me so I plunge into the house of ruin. I will then become free from the tricks of life and relieved from the duality of the world. Dissolved into nothingness, I will rise above heaven. Defiantly and fearlessly, I will demolish my ego. Why should I be stuck in the abyss of life's darkness? Why should I remain like a worm in a cocoon? To be truly happy is to be free from attachment to the physical realities of life. Reaching this state requires to disconnect from the ego self and move beyond thoughts and mindfulness as much as possible. The moment you are free from the ego self, you begin to feel the light soothing your soul. The glow of light will shine from your eyes and your moments will become joyous. This oracle is infusing you with a heightened feeling of weightlessness, or soaring towards the light. It is doing so to reduce your attachment to the ego by awakening your soul. Replace selfish or burdening thoughts by visualizing something you'd like to happen in the future, or replaying a scene from your favorite movie or book in your mind. By giving your mind a rest from too much thought, you will make room for the feeling of love and affection. Oh, dear one, trust that love longs to see you free by showering you with the secret nectar of existence. Let go of selfish thoughts, because they obstruct the deeper mysteries from being revealed to your heart in unspoken messages. Without selfish thoughts, you will surrender more easily and be free to choose the path of love that will change you and make you fresh again. This gift will be a heritage and a destiny from love. Mantra: I am surrendering into the generous flow of life. the seeds of love germinate and sprout inside my heart and bloom into unlimited creative expression. For I go beyond the ego and surrender to the flow of life. And only then, as I go beyond that, am I allowed to turn over a new page. I'm not going to read Turn Over a New Page. I'm not going to read that one because I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory for today. And on another day for another reading, it may be called to. But today I don't feel like it is. Today we're filled into another space and understanding. So, because we're talking about this protection, and we're talking about turning over a new page and going beyond the ego, and I've chimed in the north, south, east, and the west. I'm going to do a protection chant. If you'd like to follow along, I will grab something here. So this is called the Mangala charm. It's the protection mantra. The first line is Ad Guru Name, which means to bow to the primal wisdom. The second line is Jagat Guru Name, which means to bow to the wisdom throughout the ages. The third line is Satguru Name, which means to bow to true wisdom. And the very last line is Sri Guru Deve Name, which means to bow to the great unseen wisdom. I'll do this 4 times. And as I do this with each direction, you can imagine yourself being protected the north, the south, the east, and the west by the earth, by the sun, by the wind, by the rain, and by the great beyond of metal. And take this moment and we're going to take a deep breath in, pull everything in, focus on your belly button, and release. Pull another breath in. Fill your belly and release. I'm going to take a deep breath in and pull everything up. I'm going to tuck in my navel, tuck in my chin. I'm going to release and pull up on my perineum. And do that again. Take a deep breath in, pull everything up, tuck the belly and tuck the chin. Pull up on the perineum while you release and release. Again, pull everything up, tuck the belly, tuck the chin. Pull up on the perineum and release. All right. 1 deep into chant, 1 full breath in, pull everything up, and release. Adgudena me, Jugagudena me, Sakutena me, Siri Gurudevena me. Adgudena me, Jugagudena me, Sakutena me, Siri Gurudevena me. Adgudena me, Jugagudena me, Sakudena me, Siri last time. Agudena me, jugagudena me, sakudena me, siri gurudevena me. Pull everything up. Take a deep breath in. Take another deep breath in. Another nip, another nip. Pull it up again. Make your shoulders shake. And release it all. Now, I'm going to end with a closing prayer. You may follow along if you like. Longtime son. The words are, may the longtime sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way on. We do this 3 times. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. And a breath in to chant. May the long-time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. Take your right hand, place over your chest. Take your left hand, place over your right. Bow. I bow to all of those that have walked before me and all of those that may walk in my path. I am grateful. I look down into my Padra Mudra, my lotus blossom. As I raise my cup so that it may be filled like the Ace of Cups to share the light and the love with others. Sat Nam and Namaste. All right, folks. Thank you much. I appreciate you. Have a beautiful week. I'll be recording a shaman journey either this evening or tomorrow to be released on Wednesday for a Samhain sweet little journey. I've done it in the past with some friends. Little ancestral, cute little, kind of serious, kind of sweet, kind of fun little journey. So much luck and love. Thank you much. Bye, y'all.